Free pick show for Tuesday, July the 6th, 2022. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our best bets over at the premium area under the premium picks tab. We give out tons and tons of free picks. Some games you're going to like more than others. Chris and I each do, I do 8 or 9 videos a day, live shows every day. Brian does 2 videos a day plus live shows, plus he'll do the drive-through show, twice a week. So we give out so many free picks, and it's like people are always like, well, it's like if your free picks don't hit, why would I? It's like that doesn't make any sense. Basically, like saying, well, if all the red licorice tastes lousy, why would I like the black licorice, right? I mean, just 2 different things. I'm not really sure what the relevancy of that comparison is, but anyways. You guys get it. You know the drill. I sent out a newsletter today. You on the list, Chris? You get the newsletter?
I think so. I think I'm on the list. I never unsubscribed from the list.
Brian, you get the list?
I did get the list, but I didn't check my email today.
Oh, all right.
Oh, no, I didn't get anything today. So maybe somebody kicked me off the list.
I doubt it.
Oh.
Doubt it. Maybe it's in your spam. Maybe it's in your spam.
That could be.
Maybe you unsubscribed.
Possibly.
Happens.
Without knowing.
Happens. Oh. A lot of upsets yesterday in Major League Baseball. Continues. The very best teams are going to lose 60 times a year. They're not going to sweep every series. They're not going to beat the bad teams every single time. It just does not happen. And I know people, they struggle with this, right? I think most casual bettors, and Chris, I know, him and I have different betting philosophies, and, him and I argue it. We don't argue it, but he hears it from me all the time. Negative odds in the run line is stupidity, And it's like I see people on, on other channels talking about like basically acting like they're heroes when they hit those bets, but there's no value there. And it's like, I always believe too, when you're betting, always bet to win the 100. Never bet to win $30 or $10 because all it will take is one loss to wipe out, a week's worth of profits doing it that way. You have to do it to win the bigger amount. You have to be in it to win it, not playing not to lose. That's why the -1 just not in my vocabulary. I know Brian is a big fan of the -1. I'm not,
Nope, not me. I'd have to say yesterday, though, although we had upsets, I wasn't on the right dogs yesterday as we saw the Dodgers cover against the Rockies. Mets blow out the Reds. The Red Sox get a W over the Rays. So I just had the wrong dogs in the fight yesterday.
Me too. I was the same way. And, I had that under in the Giants Diamondbacks game, and it was like run after run. And the thing is that both pitchers settled in and they kind of started cruising right along. And then I saw Rogers warming up in the bullpen for San Francisco, and I was just like, I turned the game off. I think when San Francisco puts Rogers in, they basically say, we're willing to give up at least 2 runs right now. I mean, that's really what the message that they're sending. I don't understand it. Why is he there? Go back and get Chris Stratton from the Pirates, wherever he's pitching. You want a crappy pitcher? I'd rather have Stratton than this guy. Chris, is there a worse middle reliever than this guy? I mean,
I'm trying to go through Toronto's bullpen, and I'll tell you, we have a couple, but
even Hand has come around for the Guardians.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I can't think. Well, I mean, I know it's a middle reliever, but Brian and I were talking about that Orioles game yesterday. I was still questioning how Jorge Lopez had a job after a 3rd straight blown save yesterday, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a blown save, but he got rung up again in the 9th inning and almost blew that game away too. So, but middle reliever, I can't think of many.
He did give up the lead in the 9th, and then they came back and walked it off. Extras.
I know a lot of people struggling out there. We have new betting tools. I released it in the in the newsletter, that's where I was going with that newsletter comment. We have our Nerfy and Yerfy stage 1 of our Nerfy and Yerfy tools are out. So you guys can check it out, showing you how often these teams hit the Nerfy and the Yerfy, home, road, favorite, dog. Over the last 3 years worth of stats we started off with. So you guys have 3 years worth of data to look back at as well on some of these teams, and who's been the Nerfies and Yerfies of late as well. Pretty exciting. Just a great, wonderful world. Do you guys celebrate 4th of July in Canada? How does that work, Chris?
Not really. Obviously, like if you're from the States and you move up here, some people celebrate. I know I've got family down in the States that celebrate both Canada Day and the 4th of July. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Thanksgiving where I just take a chance to have a second day of turkey. A lot of the fire. Some people still do fireworks though, just as an excuse to light them off.
Well, anyways. Lot happening out there, so yeah, just we have a question here, and I was just looking through it, and I was kind of thinking about it. That's kind of why I dazed off there for a second. But Michael asked us, as a longtime handicappers, would you all say the relief pitching has gotten much worse over the last 10 years? Makes me crazy, but it works both ways for sure. I think what it is this season is that you have to leave the pitcher in. Instead of just situationally pitching to one specific batter, the way that you were able to in the past, as opposed to the reliever having to stay in, even if he clearly doesn't have it. I mean, like that happened to me in that Toronto game the other night, when Phelps clearly didn't have it, and they had to leave him in.
Yeah.
And we all know how that one ended. Wasn't fun for anyone, but. That was a situation where I believe in the past they would have gone in there and put somebody else in before the damage was done, because it was clear he couldn't find the plate. And
yeah,
I think to me that's the big difference in the relievers. The starting pitching has been watered down for quite some time now, and it just gets more and more watered down. And with all the injuries that we see because of the 5-man rotation, it's really even getting worse. So it's like, to me, the 5-man rotation, pitch counts, all that stuff, just pure garbage, and really is part of the problem as opposed to part of the answer. Like I say, often, try telling Bob Gibson he's thrown 100 pitches and he's got to get out of the game. It just never happened. And
we see the Astros have a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, I mean, the when you had the 4-man rotation, you never had injuries like this. You never had them.
And sometimes those bullpen games that they have nowadays, you'd expect them to give up a ton of runs. That they might be using like the Phillies bullpen, and they come in and they shut down the other team. So I don't know. I think it depends if you use your bullpen efficiently or not.
Oh, well, we've got action today, though. Let's see what we've got cooking. We've got the Padres and the Mariners. 4:10 Eastern time start. Mike Clevenger and Logan Gilbert going at it. Two good pitchers. Got Max Scherzer makes his return for the Metropolitans up against the Reds. And we've got Sandy on the mound here against the Angels with Syndergaard. Chris, what do you think of these three beauties?
Well, for these three, I'm going to go with that over 7.5 in that Seattle-San Diego game. Logan Gilbert, opposing teams are trying to get to him. The Oakland A's got to him for 4 runs in 6 innings in his last start. While the San Diego Padres are banged up, they're a much better offense than the Oakland A's, excluding last night. But I think the Padres can get to Gilbert here. Mike Clevenger, he can only do so much, but this Padres bullpen has 6 relievers on the injured list. I don't want to have to rely on Clevenger to do a lot and then try to hand it off to Taylor Rogers. I think that's just going to be a higher scoring game. So give me the over 7.5 there. And give me the over 9 between the Mets and Reds. Max Scherzer apparently looked really good in his rehab starts. But going to Great American Ballpark, when we've seen Scherzer get tapped around a little bit already this season and now have to come back and get back up to game speed. I know he's a competitor, but I think the Reds can get to him a little bit, and I certainly expect the Mets to get to Nick Lodolo here. So give me the over 9 Mets Reds.
For me, in this group of games here, I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners on the money line. I trust Logan Gilbert. I've been playing him a lot this year. Been pretty successful in it. Mariners 7-3 last 10. Padres 3-7 last 10. I just think the Mariners are playing better baseball, and you get a nice price with Gilbert. I'm going to take Alcantara. He's been my guy all year. I'm a little worried. Everybody seems to be on the Alcantara bandwagon today with the Marlins, but I think it's the right call even at minus 140. So I think LA continues to slide here.
Yeah, I think the Angels probably in some trouble, and I think the Padres bounce back from last night's game as well with Clevenger. Certainly probably going to be a low-scoring game, is my guess, though the total rising to 7.5. Got the Orioles versus the Rangers. We've got the Phillies versus the Nationals, and we've got the Pirates versus the Yankees. Brian, what do you think of these three?
Oh boy, I've been a big Baltimore Orioles backer lately, but Spencer Howard. What I'm thinking in this game is taking the over. Spencer Howard does have good numbers this year: 1.59 ERA and a 0.53 WHIP over 21 innings, I believe, 17 in the minors this year. But I know Spencer Howard; he gives up runs pretty easily. And Austin Voth on the other side, he's no shutdown pitcher. So I think the Orioles and Rangers on a nice warm night get some runs on the board. Yankees Pirates. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 here. Tyones have been having a great season. I think there's going to be too many Yankees backers, and Quintana, if he can go 5 and that Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen can come in after that, I think if they can keep it within 1. We saw what the Pirates did to the Dodgers when the Dodgers came to town. I think the Pirates get up for this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles in the first 5. I just don't trust Spencer Howard at all. And while we joke about Austin Voth on the show, he's actually been somewhat capable. He's gone 3 innings in his last couple of starts, I believe.
We don't joke about Voth. You joke about Voth.
You pile on. You jump on top.
No, we make fun of you making fun of Voth. I mean, that's what we do. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you. There's a difference.
Okay. That's something I'm more used to. Okay. Voth, though, he goes about 3 innings. He's only been given up 1 run in the majority of his short appearances. And Spencer Howard still in the big leagues this year, an ERA north of 12 despite a small sample size. So give me the Orioles first 5 in that one. And I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 as well. I think not many guys will have been around from Jameson Tyone's stint with the Pirates, but I still think the Pirates want to get up for the big bad Yankees coming to town. And Jose Quintana, I think he's still auditioning for a new role at the trade deadline. I think he's going to try to audition to be traded to a contender. And I just think Jameson Tyone due to get hit up a little bit. I think this is a 1-run game if the Pirates don't win outright. So give me the Pirates plus 1.5.
We speak about Voth respectfully and appreciatively, Chris. And we just like we talk about our competitors and people that we fired here. Same way.
Same boat.
Same loving, caring, liar, scumbag, thief manner.
You had to wonder when the levee was going to break.
Yeah, we all knew Voth will whore himself out to anyone willing to possibly throw him a few bucks at some point to let him feel like he might have a little bit of talent for half a second. But lands on the Orioles now. He's not that bad. He's been going about 3 innings, and these are quality innings we're talking. He gave up 3 runs last time. Only one of them was earned, which I always find the earned run and not earned run or whatever. Somebody earned it, right? I mean, it happened, right? And you were on the mound, so I don't know, Fuck. He did pick up the loss in that game. against the Mariners, too. But did have that 10.13 ERA last season in Washington. It's not easy to do. 5.34, the 6.34. This is he's an all Bitler team candidate here. 6.57. He got it all started.
I don't get on Austin. That's not my guy.
He emerged on the scene with a 6.57 ERA in 2018.
He embodies
burst on the scene.
He embodies all the qualities of a first team all Bitler selection.
He does.
This is a pretty good matchup. Voth and Spencer Howard. Losers out.
Brian was humping up all over him when he hit that 5.34 career best ERA in 2021. It was like, see, I told you, he's not bad. 5.34. Yeah. Nice. Only walked 28 batters that season. 10 long balls, which was considerably less because he gave up 14 home runs in 49 innings in 2020 and then reeled it back in, gave up only 10 home runs in 57.3 innings. Of course, this year, just the one dinger. 12 strikeouts, 5 walks. Vault. Spencer Howard's no prize either, I'll tell you that much. He's a joke. I'm going to take the Nationals here against the Phillies. I like him definitely on the run line too, for sure. That's the easy money. It's the gimme, the layup. Phillies 0-7. Run line favorites, right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't like that Yankees-Pirates game. I like the Pirates, if anything, but I'm going to probably stay away. What's the Yerfy tool say about that thing? I think it says Nerfy.
I would go Yerfy with the Orioles and the Rangers. It's probably a high money line.
Well, let's take a look. We can tell you because we have a Nerfy Yerfy tool now. You just go to sportschatplace.com. It says Nerfies and Yerfies, right? It's that easy.
Probably around minus 160. That's what I would guess.
For the Nerfy? No way.
For the yes runs in the first inning.
Let's take a look. See exactly what the Nerfy and Yerfy stats are. So we go for the Orioles.
125.
The Nerfies minus 106.
Wow. Well, I would take the yes runs first inning with that game. Rangers.
Yes runs first inning. Let's see. Orioles Rangers. Yeah, minus 118 on the Yerfy for the Orioles Rangers.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nah.
Yeah,
Bet Rivers. Head on over to Bet Rivers. Sugar House. I love the Nerfy tool. Makes it easy. Of course. Anyways. Got the Guardians visiting the Tigers. Man, I was way wrong on that one yesterday. It's one of many picks I got wrong. Got the Red Sox taking on the Rays. Nick Pivetta on the varsity still. And we've got Ian Anderson and Andre Pallant in Atlanta. Ian Anderson, a minus 148 favorite, Brian. Are the books begging for Cardinal money here?
Well, I mean, for me, St. Louis Cardinals are the play here because you're just getting a ton of value with a team that's lost a couple. Ian Anderson just hasn't performed up to anywhere close to his expectation. His stat line's horrible. I would say that they're begging you for Cardinal money, but they don't have to beg me too hard on that one. I'll fall for it. And Cleveland Guardians and Detroit Tigers, I'm going to take over the posted total here. Hutchinson, I think the Guardians' bats explode after yesterday's debacle. I think the Tigers can get to Quantrill for a couple runs, so I think we see an over there.
So I signed a deal with Prize Picks last week. I haven't started it yet, but I'm supposed to be doing videos with doing Prize Picks, right? And they know I'm hideous at this stuff, right? I mean, I think that's why they want me to do it because they stink at it. I think they're paying me. But I think they realize that if I do like live Prize Pick bets on these videos, they realize that they're going to end up making money on me doing advertising their product. How do you think that's gonna go, Chris? What do you like? Where's the over under on how much money I lose in my first month doing Prize Picks?
Oh boy.
If
I think you'll do all right.
It's parlaying props, right? This is what it is, because I'm not even that familiar with it, but I'm going to be doing them live on the air with you guys, so it should be interesting. I figured I think the max that they said that I could bet at first was 250 for for these parlays, and but they said that I could apply to have my maximum raised, and that they just didn't see an issue with it.
So, do you know who you're talking to?
they're like, we see. Don't you never play fantasy? I'm like, yeah, never played. They're like, yeah, we could probably raise your.
Read the room.
It's kind of like the scene in the Big Short, where it's like they're like, oh yeah, we could sell you as many of these as you want.
Anyways, for me, for this slate, I like the Cleveland Guardians. I can tell you as a Toronto fan what Drew Hutchison brings to the table, and I'll tell you it's not very much. And while I don't love Cal Quantrill, I think he's still the better option here. The Guardians, for me, the better option on paper. I know the games aren't always played there, but sometimes you just got to go with where the numbers take. And I think the numbers take me to the Cleveland Guardians to just outslug the Tigers here. And I'm going to go with the over 9.5 between the Red Sox and Rays. This is just a pitching matchup. To me, it screams over Jeffrey Springs making his first start back in over a week. He was on the I don't know if it was a bereavement list or a personal leave list, but I think he's going to have a little bit rough time getting back into the swing of things. But I also think the Rays get to Nick Pivetta here. I think this game finishes closer to 6-5. So give me the over 9.5 in that one.
Brian?
I already went over them.
Oh.
I gave out the over in the Cleveland Guardians Tigers, and then I took the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line.
Oh, okay. I like the over in the Cardinals Braves game. I like the over in the Rays Red Sox. Got the White Sox taking on the Twins, man. I said it yesterday. Even first ballot Hall of Famer Johnny Cueto struggle against the frickin' Twins for the White Sox when the Twins are good. It just is. Chris Archer on the mound, so a little bit of relief today. You've got the Brewers and the Cubs. The Cubs kind of pretended like they might beat the Brewers yesterday, but that all fell to pieces. And then you've got the Astros and the Royals. Yeah, minus 255.
Had guys making fun of my Royals run line pick yesterday, but that's okay. They got Royals were in that game to the end. And then
they were in it till the end. Till the end. They had it won. They had it. They let it get away. Anyways, what do you guys think of these?
Games here. And for me, I'm gonna take the over in the Cubs and Brewers. You got the total set at 8.5. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, or at least his name sounds like that. He had a good start to his career in the major leagues, but his minor league numbers are pretty below mediocre. And Kyle Hendricks on the road for the Cubs. I think both these teams combined for over 8.5. I think we get to 10 easy. And I'll take the Royals plus 1.5 here, just to value play. Astros at minus 250. Garcia's not that bad. Greinke seeing the end of his career, but I think the Royals can keep it with it in one here. I'll take the plus 1.5.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Twins here. I just think that right now they own the White Sox, and they've won 6 straight against Chicago. I don't love Chris Archer, but while he's a 4 to 5 inning guy, the 4 to 5 innings have actually been decent as of late. And for me, someone just feels off about Michael Kopech. It's just like he's having issues with his control and finding the plate. And I think just Minnesota could take advantage in another tight game. So I lean towards Minnesota and the plus money in that one. And I do lean towards the Milwaukee Brewers as well. For me, the story for Kyle Hendricks has always been the same. Struggles on the road. Granted, he does have better road numbers this year in terms of ERA, I think, but his ERA is still 4.5. So I think the Brewers wake up the bats here and take it to Kyle Hendricks. Help Jason Alexander get a win here. So give me the Brewers.
All right. What are you selling today, Chris?
For me, I got my my $15 pickoff play. Didn't work out yesterday, but we're going to bounce back today. Love that play. I'm also going to have a 3-pack up, my Tuesday top tip triple, including that MLB pickoff play for $40 Pick Dogs Premium.
Brian?
Well, for me, the White Sox cost me a winning day yesterday, but I'm going to bounce back today. I got my MLB Titanium play. Just $15 gets you my best bet. July, usually a strong month for me leading into preseason football. Get my 3-pack for $50. $50 also, that includes that $15 play.
Got a $15 play, and I've got my 3-pack. The 3-pack does not include the $15 play. 14% off. Use the code July14. Got the Diamondbacks and the Giants. Got the A's and the Blue Jays. And the Dodgers and the Rockies.
And I'm gonna, for this one, I'm gonna go with the over 9 between the Giants and Diamondbacks. Alex Wood definitely had his issues this year, and I said it before. I don't think Alex Wood, outside of that 1 year in LA, has really been anything other than a mid-level starter. So I think the Diamondbacks can get to him here, but I also expect the Giants to do some damage on Tyler Gilbert, who really hasn't been much of anything for the Diamondbacks this season. Nothing more than a spot starter. So give me the over 9 there. I'm going to take the over 8.5 between the Jays and A's. We saw, I think, the real Adrian Martinez in his last start where he allowed 7 runs in 4 2/3 against the. I actually don't remember who was against, but I remember it was a disastrous start, and that's not what the A's need. But I think they'll be able to get some off of Yusei Kikuchi as well. I'm not convinced that one good start for Kikuchi is where he turns things around. We know what Kikuchi's capable of, giving up 4 or 5 runs in a start. So I think that one finishes in double digits as well. So give me the over 8.5 Blue Jays and A's.
Well, for me in this time frame, I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays -1.5. It is a super public play, but I think Kikuchi does more than just one good start. I think he starts to build off that. A's, they won their 9th home game yesterday. I don't see him winning again today, and I think the Blue Jays blow him out. I'll take the Rockies also at +1.5. I'm just a fading Dodger on the run line guy. I just can't help myself. I think Mitch White gives up some runs. Rockies keep it close. I'll take them on the run line.
I like the over in the Diamondbacks Giants, even though they always go under. I like the over in the A's Blue Jays, and I like the over in the Dodgers Rockies. Over. Anyways. Any parlays?
Yep, I'll take the Pittsburgh Pirates +1.5. I'll take the Colorado Rockies +1.5, and I'll also mix in the Marlins on the money line.
I mean, I'll go with the Seattle San Diego over 7.5. I'll go with the Cleveland Guardians on the money line, and the over 8.5 Jays and A's.
I'm going to go with the over in the Dodgers, Rockies, the over in the Diamondbacks, Giants, and the over in the A's, Blue Jays. I'm also going to go with I'm going to go with Rowdy Tellez to hit a home run. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Be sure to check out our Nerfy tool over at our betting tools. I haven't really been talking a lot about the betting tools recently, but if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, make sure you do. I'm going to start I stopped for about a month, and now I'm going to start sending them out again more frequently as we turn the corner into football season. I was kind of waiting for this Nerfy tool to send the newsletter, and then it ended up taking like an extra month. That's really what happened. But anyways, make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I guess that's all I can say. Voth.